My friends, it is time to learn how to use retinol in your skincare routine. I'm obsessed with retinol. It is like the best anti-aging product out there, aside from sunscreen, of course. But it's a little complicated to use because if you don't have a little direction on it, it can make you flaky and irritated and red and all that. But it is fantastic for fine lines, wrinkles, building collagen, supporting pigmentation reduction. So if you're using any brightening agents, it's going to help with that. It just turns your skin cells over. It makes you healthy, glowing. We love it. So how do we get into retinol? Well, number one, you have to make sure that your skin barrier, your moisture barrier, is not compromised. So if you walk into my clinic and I'm like, what do you use? And you say Dove soap twice a day, I'm like, no, we're not starting a retinol yet. We need to work on your skin's moisture barrier. If your barrier is compromised, you're gonna get way more irritated, more reactive, more sensitive. That inflammation could cause pigmentation. We just need to repair your barrier. So number one, we need to get you on a really good cleanser, maybe something gentle and creamy like SensiCalm from Alumier. Maybe we get you in HydraCalm, the sensitive skin moisturizer as well. And then obviously you have to be doing your sun protection. And then also possibly like a hyaluronic acid product like Ultimate Boost, something again that will give you more moisture and help you retain that water from transepidermal water loss. Then if we want to go in with our retinol, there are 3 different retinol products from Alumier. I use all 3 and I'll talk you through each one. So number one, I like to work with the lowest strength product first. Our face and our neck and our chest can all tolerate different levels of retinol. Our under eye, around the eye, is about 10 times thinner. The skin is 10 times thinner than the skin of our cheek. So this needs a lower strength than this. And then typically our neck and our chest is more reactive than our face. So it's going to be the lowest, second lowest technically, and then your face. So with that being said, I like to go in first with Retinol Eye Gel. I have clean dry skin right now as well. I'm going to use about that much, like a small pea-sized amount, dab it on my fingers. I like to go underneath my eye, not touching my lash line. I do also on myself go up onto my brow bone here. So I'm touching bone. I'm not going on my eyelid. I'm also not touching my eyebrows because I do have tattooed brows. So I apply it like that. Okay, that's number one. I go in with this one first because I want the lowest strength product on my fingers. If I did my face first, I'm gonna have a higher strength. And then if I don't wash my hands, I'd be touching my eye. So with that, I'm starting with my lowest. Now going on to my face, I use the 0.25% retinol resurfacing serum. It comes in 0.25, 0.5, and 1%. You do not get an award for starting at a higher percentage. I typically recommend for most people to start on the lowest strength, which is 0.25. If you have really acneic skin or you're a little bit older, you could maybe jump in at a 0.5, but I like to do 0.25. I like to do 2 pumps, rub together, and then I'm going to apply. Now, just from rubbing my face, I typically get a little bit red when I put this on. Don't panic, that's normal for me. It's really just from the friction of rubbing my face. Now, the beautiful thing is this is not just retinol in this product. It is microencapsulated. So number one, it has a slow delivery over a couple of days. There's also niacinamide in there, which is very nourishing, calming for the skin. It has antioxidants, peptides, glutathione. Like there are other components in here that make this more tolerable. This is not just straight retinol, okay? It's more important to be consistent with your usage. I'd rather you be low strength, doing it every second night, than a high strength, like a 1%, and doing it once a week or less than that. So the consistency is the most important part. Now going on to my neck and décolleté, this is also a 0.25, so it's about comparable, but it has different brightening agents and I like it better for my neck and my chest. I just find it's a little less sensitizing than if I just bring my face one down, but again, totally up to you. I like to use about, hard to see there, that much, and I'm going to apply this on. Now, while I'm applying this, sometimes patients will say, oh, well, I could get a tretinoin prescription from my doctor, which is straight vitamin A, and I'd like to use that instead. How's that gonna work? Well, the tough thing is that is, again, just a straight active ingredient. So I find that sometimes people get really sensitive, really irritated, reactive from that, and then they're using it so infrequently that they're not getting the payoff and the benefit. So it's better to find a pharmaceutical that you can use more regularly, okay? Last but not least, it's important that you moisturize over top of your retinol product. So I'm going to use HydraCalm. I also really like HydraDew, one of the slightly richer products from AlumierMD. We're going to apply I like to do 2 to 3 pumps if I'm also putting it on my neck and my chest. And so retinol is only at night. When I start it, or when I recommend it to a patient to start, I'm suggesting once or twice a week at night only. If your skin tolerates that well, add another night in. The goal is to build yourself up to using your retinol products every other night if they're encapsulated. So again, trying to get it like 3.5 nights a week, but start slow with that routine, okay? Always remember that using retinol, you need to be doing your sun protection. So if you're gonna be adding these products in, make sure you have an SPF factor of at least 30, mineral preferably, that you're going to be wearing every single day. And if you're doing your neck and your chest, it needs to be on your neck and your chest too. Don't just apply it to your face. Now, if you go through a full bottle of say 0.25, your skin's been doing good, tolerating it just fine, then you could consider upping your strength to 0.5, the next one. I would again consider starting it just 2 nights a week, even if you're on the other one 3.5 nights a week. I would introduce a higher strength in a little bit less frequent, and then again, just build up your usage to try to get it every other night again. One more thing to touch on is the need to exfoliate. So retinol will loosen up those skin cells, get things turning over, but you still need to physically pull them off. That can be with a chemical exfoliating product like the AHA Renewal Serum from AlumierMD. You can add that in a couple of nights a week when you're not doing your retinol. You could also do the Bright and Clear, that's a salicylic acid. I like to do that during the day myself. You just wipe it on like a toner. Or you could also do a physical scrub. The MicroDerm Polish is really nice. It's a really, really fine grit scrub, and I like to do that about once a week in the shower, and then I can get my chest really well too. So do remember that you do have to exfoliate when you're using a retinol product. Just find one that your skin tolerates quite well. Hope this has been helpful for you, and if you were looking for any specific product recommendations for your skin, I'd love to have you in for a consultation to the clinic. So let me know if you have any questions and if there's any other topics you want me to cover in depth.